The message is at 11:11. B2 level English story. At exactly 11:11 p.m., Emily's phone lit up. She was lying in bed, half asleep, when the soft vibration pulled her back to consciousness. She reached for her phone, expecting a late message from a friend. Instead, she saw a notification from an unknown number. Unknown. You shouldn't trust him. Her heart skipped a beat. Trust who? She sat up slowly, her eyes scanning the room as if someone might be hiding in the shadows. The apartment was silent. The only sound was the faint ticking of the clock on the wall. 11:11. She typed back before she could stop herself. Emily. Who is this? No response. After a few minutes, she convinced herself it was a prank. Maybe someone had the wrong number. Maybe it was nothing. But the next night, at exactly 11:11 p.m., her phone lit up again. Unknown. He is not telling you everything. This time, a chill ran down her spine. Because there was only one person he could be. Daniel. Emily stared at the message, her fingers frozen above the screen. Daniel had been part of her life for almost a year. He was calm, reliable, kind. At least, that was how he seemed. She had never doubted him. Until now. She locked her phone and tried to sleep, but her thoughts refused to slow down. Every sound in the apartment felt louder than usual. The wind outside tapped gently against the window, like quiet knocking. The next morning, she asked Daniel casually, "Do you believe in coincidences?" He looked up from his coffee. "Depends," he said. "Why?" "No reason," she replied, forcing a smile. That night, the message came again. 11:11 p.m. Unknown. You deleted the photos. He didn't. Emily's breath caught in her throat. Photos. She remembered them clearly, old pictures from years ago, from a time she barely talked about. A time she had buried deep inside herself. She had deleted every copy. Or so she thought. Her hands were shaking as she typed. Emily. What photos? This time, the reply was immediate. Unknown. The ones from the lake. The night everything changed. Her chest tightened. That lake no longer existed. It had been drained years ago after an accident. An accident she never spoke about. She didn't sleep at all that night. The next day, Emily searched Daniel's apartment while he was at work. She told herself she wasn't snooping, she was protecting herself. In a drawer under his desk, she found an old USB drive. No label. Her heart pounded as she plugged it into her laptop. There were folders inside. One was named with a date. The date of the accident. Her hands felt cold as she opened it. Photos filled the screen. Photos of her, standing by the lake, crying. And one last image that made her stomach drop. Daniel was there, watching. She shut the laptop violently, her mind racing. That night, she didn't wait for the message. At 11:10 p.m., she sat on her bed, phone in hand, eyes locked on the screen. 11:11. The message appeared. Unknown. You're getting closer. But you're still asking the wrong questions. Emily typed with trembling fingers. Emily. Why are you doing this? The dots appeared instantly. Unknown. Because you asked me to. Her blood ran cold. She scrolled up, searching for any previous conversation. There was nothing. Emily. I've never talked to you before. The reply came slower this time. Unknown. Not yet. A long pause. Then one final message. Unknown. Check the mirror. Emily looked up. Her reflection stared back at her, pale, exhausted, terrified. And then her phone vibrated again. Unknown. I am you. Emily's mouth went dry. I am you. Her reflection in the mirror looked exactly the same. Same brown eyes, same trembling lips. But suddenly, it didn't feel like her. Her phone vibrated again. Unknown. You don't remember because you chose not to. Her breathing became shallow. A memory tried to surface. A sound, a scream, cold water. She pressed her fingers against her temples. No, she whispered. Another message appeared. Unknown. The night at the lake wasn't an accident. The room felt smaller. Images flooded her mind, fragmented, distorted. Daniel shouting. Her standing near the edge of the lake. The argument. The push. But who pushed who? Her knees felt weak. She opened her laptop again and forced herself to look at the photos one more time. This time, she zoomed in. In the final picture, Daniel wasn't watching her. He was reaching toward her. His face wasn't cold, it was afraid. Another vibration. Unknown. You told the police he slipped. Her heart pounded violently. Because that was true. Daniel had slipped near the lake. He had hit his head. He had fallen into the water. And he had never been found. She had convinced herself it was an accident. She had repeated that word for years. Accident, accident, accident. But memory is a fragile thing. And guilt is patient. Her phone lit up again. Unknown. You pushed him. The words felt heavier than anything she had ever read. She shook her head violently. No, he was shouting. He grabbed me. I was scared. Her phone vibrated immediately. Unknown. You were angry. Tears blurred her vision. She remembered now. Not clearly. Not perfectly. But enough. The fight had been about betrayal. About lies. About something he had hidden from her. She had felt cornered. Humiliated. Out of control. She had pushed him. Not hard. Just enough. But near water, even a small push can change everything. She stared at her reflection again. I didn't mean to, she whispered. The phone vibrated for the last time. Unknown. I know. A long pause. Then, unknown. That's why I stayed silent. Her chest tightened. Emily, what are you? Several seconds passed. Then the final message appeared. Unknown. I am the part of you that remembers. The screen went dark. 11:12 p.m. No more messages. No more vibrations. Only silence. Emily slowly walked to the mirror. She looked at herself for a long time. For years, she had believed she was the victim of a tragic accident. But the truth had been buried beneath fear and denial. You can silence a memory. You can hide it. You can even rewrite it. But at some point, usually at 11:11 p.m., it comes back, and it asks to be heard.